Chrysler 300 got towed in, customer complaint, no power steering, and some clunking noise and leaking some sort of fluid. Let's see what happened. So, all-wheel drive. What happened was the 4 bolts here that were holding this drive shaft to this differential yoke were gone, and this was down on here. This was on the ground. This fitting here was hanging down, and this was pulled out from the power steering gear here. It looks like a rack and pinion, but they call it a power steering gear. This is an electronic power steering pump unit. The guards here were all torn apart and holding on for dear life. There was a guard here and a guard here. This is not that difficult of a gear to change out. I think book time on it is about 2 hours. It was not in stock, and it was, I think they said maybe about a week out, and a little bit longer to get an OEM one. So I just made a temporary repair here to get it going, but that's not really the point of this. This is one of those situations that might make me come back and rethink possibly seeing if the customer can wait, and we'll put in a new gear. I'll still call it a rack and pinion, but it's the power steering gear. You've got to take the wheel off, take the cover off, take this cover off to get in here to top it off. Pretty fun, right? So yeah, maybe not too much work, 20-30 minutes to take all this apart, put it back in. Still at least an hour to do this nicely and put this thing back nicely. So really this gear should be changed. I don't know how long this repair will last. This was a 2-part high heat epoxy. It might work, but it might not. And right now we're looking at maybe 2 hours labor, 2-3 hours labor to replace this. It's a 2 hours book time. Getting alignment back done. Trying to be safe, not to mess up the clock spring, and then getting back in here. It's going to be kind of a pricey job. So anyway, that's the deal with that. Well, I've got it on the rack here. I'm going to let them know. They got grooves in the rotors here. They've got a leaking. Did I see here? I saw a little bit of coolant right there. You can kind of see that fitting right there. It's leaking right at that top part there. It looks like it's just from the hose clamp. Not sure why. Oil filter's leaking. A little bit of wetness from the oil pan. Other than that, this wetness here has got to be from this leaking out. Not too bad. But there's the fun. And I guess another thing to note is that the revolution on this is this direction. Which is why I got loose. So forward movement is this direction. So check that out if you have one of these. Looks like that U-joint is a little loose too. And we got some play or something going on here too. That's what I know.